welcome to the Resources Roadhouse. I'm Wally Graham, and today I'm joined by Greg Miles, Chief Executive Officer at Caspin Resources. Now, Greg, we caught up at the Diggers and Dealers conference recently. You presented at the Roadhouse steak sandwich lunch. A very successful day. Your presentation in particular. Now, of course, the nature of the day is that it's a 5-minute pitch, quickly out to people. It's not meant to be a fully serious presentation. But your presentation, you did also cover some serious aspects of your projects out there. Now, in particular, your Mount Squires project, since you've released some very important results from out there, and of course from Yarrawinda as well. Let's talk about the presentation, what you got from it, and what you think people should take away.
Well, I think, Wally, sure, it was lighthearted, but the message was sincere, and there was some key messages there, and that is that Caspin is a great story, and I think we're not Johnny-come-latelys. We've put a lot of effort over the years into building our the projects at both Yarrawinda and Mount Squires, and they're coming on wonderfully, and we're just wrapped with the results that we've received. And it was just brilliant timing that it coincided with Diggers. We released our best ever result at Yarrawinda only the week before, and I hinted in that presentation that we had some, interesting news from Mount Squires coming. It would have been nice to have released it prior to Diggers, but we weren't quite there yet. But anyway, on the Wednesday of Diggers, we also gave some of our earliest results on Mount Squires, and that, hinted that we've got a mineralised sort of system developing there. So, yeah, look, it was the steak sandwich. Congratulations! It was a great event, Wally. I think I hope people saw the value out of Caspin at the same time. And look, if you can't be inspired by 5 minutes, then go to the main tent and watch somebody talk for 25 instead.
But I think you hit the nail on the head there. If you can't encapsulate it in such a short time and just sort of say this is what we're doing, and just to whet the appetite of the people who were there. And the people who attend the lunch, they are people in the know. They're money people. They're other mining company guys, other explorers, and I think they appreciate the fact that Caspin, being the overnight success that they are, having sort of spun out of Cassini originally, after so many years of working up these projects. I think it's important to be able to just sort of, okay, here we are. This is what I'm talking about. If you're interested, come and talk to me. And I think that's sort of like the aspect of the day.
Because you are all well educated enough to work out what the value of Caspin is. But what I'm asking you to do, what I'm inviting you to do, is come along for the journey. Be part of the Caspin story. Just like this boot with many stories, come and be part of the story. So that one day when you talking to your kids as they come home from the Yarrawinda mine or somewhere else nearby, and you can say, yeah, I was part of that. I helped build that. You're laughing, but I don't think this is fiction. I think that's a reasonable chapter. So come and be part of that next chapter.
I could wax lyrical for half an hour if I wanted to about, the technical aspects of our project. But, I think it's there for people to do their own research. But look, at the end of the day, people should feel confident that if you're investing in Caspin, you've got people who know what they're doing on the job.
Yeah.
So, it's in the exploration space, I think we're a pretty solid investment.
And I think you said the most important thing there: do your own homework.
Yeah.
And so the results that you have released since at Mount Squires and Yarrawinda, can you just both projects? What are the results that you've released? What do they sort of have to mean for both projects?
So firstly, Yarrawinda, we've put out our best ever drill result from our Serradella prospect. we've been progressing our exploration at Yarra Window over the last 2 years. Well, it's even less than that, probably 18 months now since we drilled our first hole into the central Yarrabrook Hill area. And we've been sort of progressively moving our way along this, really large intrusion. And I think it's only now that we've found the sweet spot. And so fantastic result. I think that we're still in the process of educating the investment sector about, what's an economic result. And I guess we're probably still on the learning curve ourselves. But so the hole 36 is the hole I'm referring to, two zones of mineralisation in there, with the key one being 17 metres at just over 2 grams of PG with a little bit of nickel and copper. Fantastic result. Open down dip, open along strike, open down plunge. Got a great conceptual model that tells us where we should be drilling. It's a fantastic position for us to be in. And then, at the same time, we've, because of the COVID restrictions that have been in place for the last 12 months, 2 years, we haven't been able to get out and do as much work at Mount Squires as we'd like. But nevertheless, we've persevered, and our first drilling program has just been completed out there. And we targeted what we call the Duchess prospect, which is this really interesting multi-element soil anomaly. It's quite large, it's about 7 kilometres worth of strike. And so doing reconnaissance air core drilling across that. And while we're doing it, our geology team is out there mapping and doing reconnaissance traverse in the field. And they've come across some interesting sort of quartz veining in an outcrop over a reasonably small area, hit rocks and put them in a bag, send it to the lab. And sure enough, that's come back running significant grades of gold and silver, which is just fantastic. People go to West Africa for those kind of opportunities. And here we are in our own backyard, on the doorstep of another world-class deposit in Nebo Babel, and we're turning up those sort of discoveries. And that I guess that what we call bottom of hole air core samples have reinforced those rock chip numbers as well. So there's still, the remainder of the drill hole assays to come in from Mount Squires, but fantastic start. Couldn't have asked for anything more.
Well, you're obviously in the same boat as a lot of other companies at the moment, waiting for assay results to come back.
Yeah, pain of Mike.
Yeah, pain of everybody's existence. But so they're on their way back. There's other work underway. I'm sure that there's plenty of news to come. Not immediately, I'd say, but probably in the future.
On the contrary, Wally.
Whoa, look out.
No, on the contrary. We're still receiving other results from Yarra Window, and they're sort of slowly coming in. We've still got a few key drill holes that are still to come in from the Serradella prospect, and it's important that we get those, and that will help fine tune the coming drill program. And whilst we're waiting for those, we're going to remobilise back out to Mount Squires later in September, and continue the drill program out there as well. So and then that's probably about a month's worth of work, and then we swing back out into Yarra Window when the ground dries out, basically. And look at that. That's probably one of the one of the questions I get asked is, why aren't you out there drilling now? And the reality is that it's not a great time of year to be out in the paddock. If you can bog a tractor, you can bog a drill rig. So it's not to say that you can't do it, but it's really hard, it's difficult, it's expensive, it's inefficient. So and besides which, we've got a great target out in Mount Squires, and it's the perfect time of year to be out there doing that. So look, plenty in the pipeline for our investors coming up, both in the short, medium, and ultimately long term as well.
All right. Well, as I always say, Greg, keep us informed here at the Roadhouse so we can keep other people informed, our readers and viewers. They're always interested in finding out what Caspin's up to. But during the meanwhile, keep yourself busy and make sure you stay in touch. And once again, great catching up.
Thanks, Wally.